Are you enjoying the game today, too? Welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Today we are cracking open a Famicom classic that is so much more than just a colorful action puzzle game. If you are looking for the absolute literal origin story of one of the biggest media franchises on the planet, well, you start right here.
We are diving deep into Quinty, which you might know overseas as Mendel Palace. And when we say origin story, we really mean it. This is the ambitious, kind of zany debut work of Game Freak.
The very same. The team, founded by Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori, years before they created Pokemon.
This is a story of incredible, almost DIY ingenuity.
It really is. It's the moment Game Freak went from being a hobbyist circle writing a magazine to an actual incorporated company. And it was all powered by this one radical philosophy from Tajiri.
Which was?
That every truly great action game needs a new action verb.
And that verb is to flip, to peel, to turn over. That is our mission today, that core mechanic of panel flipping chaos. We are going to pull all the threads on this one, from the development struggle that birthed the company to the bizarre soap opera plot.
And of course, the mystery of that international name change. We're going to see why Quinty became this quiet little smash hit that basically funded an empire.
All right, let's start at the very beginning, the specs. We're talking about the family computer, published by Namco, June 27th, 1989. On the surface, it looks like a pretty standard Famicom title.
But how it was made is anything but standard. That's the first thing you really have to understand. This wasn't developed in some slick corporate office. Game Freak was, for all intents and purposes, an amateur circle.
And they spent 3 years on this.
3 grueling years. And the how is the amazing part. See, professional Famicom development kits, they were either impossible to get or just way too expensive for a bunch of hobbyists.
So what did they do?
They built their own. I'm serious. They started by literally taking a Famicom console apart, analyzing it, reverse engineering the hardware.
No way.
Yes. And then they built their own development equipment using used computers they just cobbled together.
Yeah.
The level of dedication it's almost legendary.
Wait, hold on. They built their own Famicom dev kit from spare parts. That sounds less like game development and more like they were running some kind of sophisticated science experiment in a garage.
It basically was. And when they took the nearly finished game to Namco, well, Namco knew Tajiri from his magazine work, and they were impressed. The game design was solid.
So they went for it.
They agreed to release it. They brought in another company, Kitty D, to help with the final polish alongside Game Freak. But it was a huge vote of confidence, all based on the quality of the idea.
And man, did that confidence pay off, not just in reviews, but in cold, hard cash.
It was absolutely crucial. Quinty sold 200,000 copies. For a new indie group back then, that was a smash hit. What? Tajiri himself said the royalties were huge, around 50 million yen. And you have to think about what that means. That money, that 50 million yen.
That became the company.
That became the founding capital to officially establish Game Freak Inc. The money from this one little puzzle game is what allowed Pokemon to even exist.
Okay, so that money came from mastering the flip. Let's get off the balance sheets and onto the Famicom screen. Let's unpack what that new verb really felt like.
All right. So you're on a fixed screen, a 7x5 grid of panels. The main thing you do, your one action, is to flip the panel you're standing on.
And any enemy on that panel just goes sliding.
Exactly. They slide across the screen. If they hit a wall or another panel that's in the way, poof, they're defeated. Clear all the enemies, you clear the stage. Simple.
But it's not simple at all. This is where the game hooks you, but also where it just absolutely punishes you. You can't just flip everything randomly because you have no idea what's underneath.
And that panel variety is where all the depth comes from. You've got your basic star panels. You need those. Collect 100. You get a 1 UP and a speed increase, which is so important.
Oh, we'll get to the speed. But they're also the, what I like to call the agents of chaos. Like the sun panel. I have such vivid memories of the sheer terror of hitting one of those.
The sun panel is your Hail Mary, for sure. You grab it, and every single other panel on the screen flips at the same time.
It's so satisfying.
It is, but it's the ultimate risk reward. Because if you have a bunch of enemy panels hiding under there, those are the ones that spawn a new enemy, you might just summon a whole army right on top of yourself. It's a huge gamble.
The first time you hit a sun panel and 6 new guys appear, you realize, okay, this isn't just a puzzle game, it's survival. And you need speed to survive.
Which brings us to the speed progression system, which is bizarre. Yes, 100 stars gives you a speed boost, but it's not linear at all. There are 14 levels of speed, but sometimes you level up and nothing changes.
And there's that one point where it actually gets slower before it gets faster.
Right around stage 13. It's so weird.
It feels like you're running through mud for the first half of the game. I remember that frustration. You have to grind just to be able to run away effectively.
You do. But you have other tools, too. The attack panel is a highlight. You hit the center of it, and it just launches you across the screen. You're invincible for a second.
And you can just ram into enemies for double points.
Yeah.
Chaining a few of those together feels amazing.
And then there are panels that take control away, like the lock panel. It literally screws down, and you can't flip it anymore.
Which is usually so annoying, but if you can manage to lock down the entire board,
You get a massive bonus clear. It rewards this super meticulous, careful playstyle. The game is always giving you options and then taking them away.
okay, we need to talk melodrama. Because if the gameplay is strategic genius, the plot is pure, 100%. Domestic soap opera gold.
It is delightfully absurd. So the hero is a guy named Carton.
Carton.
And he lives in this doll country with his 3 older brothers and his little sister, Quinty. And the problem is, Carton's girlfriend, Jenny, has been kidnapped.
And the villain isn't some evil king or a monster, it's...
His jealous little sister, Quinty, and his 3 older brothers, who are all apparently also in love with Jenny.
Wait, what? His sister got mad that he was spending time with his girlfriend, so she and the brothers kidnapped her? This is like an after-school special gone wrong.
Exactly. And Carton sets out to rescue her with his best friend, Parton, who's the second player.
Parton has nothing to do with this. He's just along for the ride.
He's just a good friend caught up in this bizarre family drama, true loyalty.
That's incredible. Parton is the real hero here. And the enemies you fight along the way, these were designed by Ken Sugimori, right? You can see the early signs of his genius.
Oh, absolutely. The enemy designs are fantastic. You have the basic walkman who just walks. Then there's the jumper who hops to avoid your flip.
And the artist.
Yeah.
The artist is the absolute worst. Not because he's dangerous, but because he just ruins your whole plan.
He paints over panels to lock them down. He just completely messes up your board. And then you have the heavy guys, like the plump.
Ah, the plump. The one that stomps back at you.
Exactly. He's heavy, so he's hard to flip. But when you finally beat him, he stomps in retaliation and flips all the panels around him. It forces you to think about where you defeat him.
But the real strategic nightmare for me was always the Mimi. I could never figure that thing out.
The Mimi is brilliant. It mimics your movements and your flips, sometimes with a slight delay, sometimes at the exact same time.
Which is impossible to deal with.
Right, so you have to stop trying to fight it. You have to learn to use it. You use its flips to defeat other enemies across the screen. You have to cooperate with your own enemy to win.
And there are 100 stages of this madness to get through, split into 10 rounds each. Huge amount of content.
So let's talk evaluation. The game got great reviews. It even got that famous praise from Shigeru Miyamoto. He saw what Tajiri was doing and basically said, this guy can do it.
And you can see why. The system is so simple, but so deep. You can't just mash the flip button. You have to plan. You have to recognize patterns. And the pure joy of clearing a screen with one perfectly timed sun panel, it's addictive.
And it doesn't even end at 100 stages. There's a hidden hard mode, extra Quinty, another 100 stages, no stage select, and it is brutally difficult.
We also have to shout out the music. This is Junichi Masuda, the guy who would go on to define the sound of Pokemon.
The BGM is so memorable. The restaurant and tower themes are classics. And it has those little touches, you know, like the music speeding up when you're low on time, just like in Super Mario Bros. It's pure Famicom charm.
Okay, but it's not perfect. Let's talk flaws. Beyond that brutal initial slowness, there are some real design issues. I'm looking at you, artist problem.
The artist problem is notorious. Especially in a late game boss fight, you get multiple artists and they start painting enemy panels everywhere. And those panels spawn more enemies who can then become more artists.
It's an exponential nightmare. The screen just fills up faster than you can possibly clear it. It crosses the line from challenging to just unfair. There's no room to think.
Another strange point is the boss difficulty, or the lack of it. Carton's 3 jealous brothers, Plum, Seekham, and Try, are often laughably easy.
Right. You can often just walk up to them, beat them with one single flip into a wall. Done.
Meanwhile, a random group of fast-moving regular enemies can be way, way harder. It's so inconsistent that the main villains are total pushovers.
And then there's the beautiful, unadulterated chaos of the 2-player mode.
Oh, the pair play. You're supposed to cooperate,
Yeah.
but the temptation to just mess with your friend is too strong.
You can flip your partner, and they go flying, just like an attack panel, and they can defeat enemies. So there's this layer of high-level cooperative strategy if you can manage it.
But you usually can't. More often than not, it just becomes a battle royale. You're trying to set something up, your partner accidentally flips you into the wrong spot, and now you're just fighting each other.
It's right up there with Balloon Fight and Ice Climber. Games responsible for ending friendships.
For sure.
Okay, let's go global. Because when this game went overseas, everything changed. In 1990, it came to North America as Mendel Palace. And I have to ask the question that has plagued me for years. What on earth is a Mendel Palace?
It remains a complete and total mystery. No one knows. And the name wasn't the only thing that changed. The entire story got a facelift. That whole domestic drama about the jealous sister, gone.
Replaced with what?
A dream adventure. Carton and Parton became Bon Bon and Non Non, and they had to save Candy Princess from her own evil dream world. The enemies were now dolls preventing Candy from waking up.
From a family feud to a sugar-fueled nightmare.
I see. The enemy names changed too, right? Walkman became Moco Moco, Jumper became Dragon.
And the artist became Vinci.
Yeah.
And then there's the box art, the infamous box art shock.
Oh, I know this one. Ken Sugimori did the original drawings, but the US version was different. A different illustrator adapted it into that super aggressive Western style. You know the look. Like the old Mega Man covers. It looks like a heavy metal album cover for a cute puzzle game. The in-game sprites were identical, but the box made it look like a totally different thing.
It's so jarring. They also made some changes to the game itself, right?
They did. They removed some of the panel layers on certain stages, maybe to make it a bit easier. But they also swapped in some of the harder levels from the Japanese extra Quinty mode near the end of the main game.
And the artist graffiti got censored.
Yep. It was changed from nude figures to sailors.
Of course it was. But despite all the weirdness and the identity crisis, this game is just such an essential piece of history.
Absolutely. It's the successful birth of Game Freak. It embodies Tajiri's whole philosophy about needing a new action verb. The simple flip hides so much strategic depth.
And thankfully, we can play it today. It was gone for a long time, but it's in the Namco Museum Archives Vol. 2. It really should be celebrated as this quirky, foundational pillar of a gaming empire.
So yeah, if you want to see the true genesis of the biggest RPG franchise ever, you have to start here, with a simple but brutally challenging puzzle game. I'd say if you get a chance, look up the US cover art for Mendel Palace and compare it to Sugimori's original drawing.
Or maybe listen to Masuda's snappy Famicom music here, and then go listen to a sprawling, epic track from a modern Pokemon game. It's fascinating to see where it all began.
It really is. A single radical idea really can fund a dynasty.
Will the game be fun tomorrow, too? Have a nice game.